everyone and welcome to a new video. Today it is absolutely grotty outside, and so I thought with that, what better day to share with you the pieces of clothing that I will be wearing to death this autumn winter transitional time that we are now heading into here in the UK. So without further ado, let me share with you my absolute favourite items that I have been wearing year after year and will be following me through this season. So firstly, we will start with the most obvious thing is actually my cosy roll neck from Ginger and Jardine. These are my absolute favourite must-have, go-to, obsessional pieces that I have in my collection, and I have quite a few of them. This isn't even all of them. This one's like their classic sort of silky. They've then got a couple of collaborational pieces with Glaze and Gordon, and then they have these really lovely prints. So they've got pheasant one, a Labrador one, they do a spaniel one, and then a really lovely simple stripe. And then the one I've got obviously is checked, and I have another one here which I've just saved from going in the wash to be able to share with you. I love this one. This one feels really autumnal to me, being a really nice green and red check. Very autumnal and cosy. I just love these. They're so lovely because they're thin in a nice way, like they don't bulk you up, but they give you so much warmth, and they're great for layering, and they're great for this kind of weather where you're probably going to be wearing a nice cosy coat, but you still want to be comfy, not bulked up, but you know, keep the draft out and be cosy. So these are my absolute favourite tops. These are my go-to. I will always be wearing the same things, you can guarantee it, because I just adore them so much and they're such a great investment piece. Talking of roll necks, I will mention this. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I'm going to mention today you hear me rattle on about time and time again, but it's because they're so good I can't not mention them. This is a really lovely roll neck from Guinea London. I think they do a similar version, but this is 84% wool and it's so cozy. I wore this last night actually, but the thing with me, and I don't know if other people can relate, but I have to have soft clothing. If not, I get irritated, I get itchy, I get annoyed. Like I can't have cashmere things because that just itches me and I cannot bear it. So occasionally I find the neck a little bit itchy around like the back of my neck, where like these lovely Ginger and Jardine ones do not give me that itch because obviously they're so lovely and soft and they're not wool, where this does give me a bit of a irritation, not in like a prolonged way and not in like a nasty way. I'm just aware it's there and the fabric makes me a little bit itchy, but otherwise it's a really gorgeous piece. I love the detailing with the buttons on the sleeve, just a really nice touch. And this is a really nice sort of levels up. So while this is like really cozy and really nice and a bit more informal, this can really take your outfit to another level. It just looks a little bit more classy and a bit more amplified to a very simple outfit. Next, let's move on to jumpers. So these are sort of like your middle layer, so perhaps something you could potentially wear by themselves without a top underneath, which I do on occasion, or just a lovely jumper to pop on top of a roll neck under a coat, or perhaps if it's warm enough or dry enough without a coat and just as its outer layer piece. So I've got a couple of jumpers to share with you, one of which is this gorgeous And Other Stories, also a high neck, really gorgeous piece. I love this so much. I do actually roll the sleeves up occasionally because it's got quite a long cuff, but it's got a really nice fit to it. It's quite a big sleeve, but it's so cozy. This does not make me itchy actually. Everything is covered in hair. This does not make me itch actually, but it's just a really lovely jumper. It fits in all the right places, like it's got this lovely cuff at the bottom which just keeps the draft out and keeps you cosy. I actually bought this on Vinted, so it was secondhand and it was a bargain, so I will definitely be looking at trying to find some more And Other Stories pieces. Pre-loved. Another jumper I wanted to mention is just a really basic roll neck. As you can tell, there's a theme here. I love roll necks, but they are so handy and practical, and I hate having a draft around my neck, and I'm not really a scarf wearer, so a roll neck for me is just the perfect middle ground substitute for being comfy, cozy and stylish all day. So this is a really lovely big chunky thick knit from New Look, which I've had probably since I was about 15. I love this because it's really chunky and lovely, so it keeps you so cozy, and all I have to really wear under this is like a vest top. I never wear a t-shirt under this. I'm quite a hot person, so I don't like layers as such, but if I do layer up I like them nice and thin, like this roll neck for example, where this for me is like that perfect middle ground where I know it's cold outside and I want to look good, so I wear something like this that I can just pop a really thin little vest top underneath and be warm and cozy all day long. So a lot of these sort of jumpers, like a roll neck, I'll more than often wear under a Schoffel, so it just gives me that lovely coziness and the lovely sleeve, but without getting too hot with too many layers over my arm. So this is, I love these jumpers. They're so cozy and they're so versatile, and once again takes you from a very simple sort of everyday outfit to something a little bit more elevated. So the last item of clothing before we move on to footwear is like the items that I was saying were sort of like that third layer, or perhaps a replacement for a piece of like outerwear. So if you're not wearing a coat but you want something that just polishes off the outfit and gives you that added layer of warmth, these are my go-to pieces. So I'll start with this. This is a relatively new, maybe about 6 months old in my wardrobe now, is this gorgeous Joules gilet, which I once again bought off of Vinted. It's such a good place, is Vinted or Depop or any of those websites and apps, to buy these fantastic investment pieces that will see you through season after season. I'm not about the fast fashion or keeping up with trends, especially when you're living in the countryside. I think all of our trends are quite universal. You know, we wear the same stuff year after year, and we are all about buying British and buying those pieces that are going to last us. So yes, this is one of my absolute newest favourites. I love this style. It just feels so traditionally country. I love it. It's got a little bit of cord here and there, lovely pockets. It's got the nice right little bit of padding, and then it's got this lovely lining, which is just beautiful. So I really love this, absolutely obsessed with this. I'm often out in the garden wearing this. I don't often wear it out, it's more of a at home in the garden kind of number, but I did wear it to Burley this year, so love this. And then the last items, which would be a crime not to mention, is of course a Schoffel gilet. These are the London gilets, which are for the women. So I've got these in a few colours. I've got 3 of them in this particular style. So once again, these are the most perfect layer or just piece of outerwear substitute as a coat to keep you warm and cozy, and it's so practical for everyday bits and bobs. You know, you're not restricted. The fit on these are just to die for. It's no wonder that these are such a bestseller with Schoffel, because they are fantastic item, fantastic. They really hit the nail on the head when they created these. So as I say, I've got these in a few colours. These are like the brighter sort of colours that they bring through, like the spring, are lovely, because you do get the option to really wear these throughout, you know, a good like 6 months, transitioning the colours with these. This is obviously going to be more of my sort of autumn winter choice. I love these because they're so soft and they don't get me itchy. You know, having that round your neck all day is such a lovely soft fabric, and it fits so nice. It's not too high, it's not too low, it keeps the draft out. As I said, they've got lovely cut sleeves so you can still move about, you're not restricted throughout the day. They then have this lovely flattering fit where they cinch in at the back to whatever level you desire to give you that really lovely fit, and the cut on the bottom is really flattering along like the hips and the bottom. It's just a gorgeous piece, and me and Daniel, we live in our Schoffels, to be honest, and we're not even ashamed about it. They are just the best thing ever. So that is all the pieces of clothing that I will be wearing throughout the next couple of seasons, and no doubt you have seen me wear them time and time again. But now lastly, I just wanted to mention the footwear that I will be reaching for the most now we're coming into the sort of wetter, colder, muddier time of year. So starting with the shorter boot, these Joules boots I have had 10 plus years. I love these and they are doing so well to still last. These were the just classic Joules Chelsea boot in obviously this lovely tan leather. As you can see, they are so worn, so dry. I keep looking after them and caring for them as best as I can, but they really do get put through the mill, so they are doing so well. They are comfy, however they're not very warm, so I do have to wear a good sock in these to have nice warm feet. The leather is very thin, the sole is relatively thin, and being a leather soled shoe, they are quite slippery. So they're not the most practical in those sort of icier conditions, but they're good for an everyday quick pop around out when it's just rained. My next go-to boot, which I have cracked out of the box this past couple of weeks, is the Fairfax Favor flat Regina boot in suede. I have had these for quite a while, and I must admit I'm not the biggest fan of Fairfax Favor. I'm open about that, and anyone that knows me knows that. However, I do really like these boots. I have to admit, they are a really lovely boot. They're so smart, they're so beautiful, and they are actually really well made. I don't know about the newer ones or the older ones. You know, I got these when I got these. I know they have changed their production a little bit along the way, but this particular style and model I really enjoy wearing. They're ever so comfy, they fit just right, giving you the option of having the normal, narrow or wider calf options is just fantastic. Me being a little bit on the slimmer side, I don't really need that elastic on the back. You know, I like having the option to have these in a slightly narrower fit, just to fit me just right, and I feel confident and good wearing these boots. And once again, like mentioned with the piece of clothing, these really elevate any outfit. You know, you could be wearing just a jumper and some jeans, and popping these on just makes it look a little bit extra, but in a really nice way. So the lovely thing about these boots is that they are suede and you can waterproof them. So I have waterproofed my boots, so I feel like I can confidently go out in a slightly damp day and not concern myself with getting these ruined. I have worn them in the wet and I've given them, you know, lots of love and care over the years that I have worn them, and there's no water stains or damage to these boots at all. They come up really well and they are a lovely boot. So I will be wearing these now that it's cold enough that I can wear long boots. I will be wearing these lots. So the last pair of shoes that I want to mention is once again another pair of boots, and these are another pair of tall boots. These are so much more practical in the wet weather, in the snow, in the rain, all the rest, being as that they are proper leather and not suede. So these are very similar to the Fairfax Favor Explorer boot, however these were made in Spain, and I will pop the company on the screen because I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I absolutely adore these boots. These are fantastic and so hard wearing, and they are a bit grubby, but they have an amazing tread on the bottom. They are Vibram tread, and if you know anything about your treads, you know that these are really like shock absorbing and really comfy, perfect for a long day out walking. I've worn these when we've gone on like walking holidays and really gone off-road in them, and they've been fantastic to wear all day long. They've kept my feet warm, dry, and I've just felt really smart in them because, once again, they just elevate your outfit that little bit more and they look so smart. And I think a pair of tall boots in the countryside just is gorgeous. So they are all the pieces that I wanted to share with you today. I hope it's given you a little bit of inspiration of what you could wear this autumn winter, and I will see you in the next video.